These are all the designer items that I purchased in 2024 on sale. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing. I make content about designer items on sale, luxury purchases, perfumes, beauty videos, lifestyle, things of that sort. If that is something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to my channel. Yeah, and you'll continue to see more videos like this from me. I'm not gonna do too much rambling. I'm just gonna get straight into the video. I purchased quite a few items in 2024. All these items were purchased on sale. Please keep watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also comment down below and let's get into it. So I made a list for myself because there are a lot of things. Well, not a lot, but there are definitely more than 10 items. So I just wanted to make sure that I went through everything. I'm gonna start off with the accessories because those are the smaller items and they're easier to get through those. So the very first item I'm going to show you guys is a Ferragamo watch. So I really do like the Ferragamo brand, and I actually had a Ferragamo watch that I have been loving for years. Unfortunately, I lost it. I don't know exactly where I lost it, but it's either missing in my house or I lost it somehow. So I was really sad about that, and so I ended up purchasing this Ferragamo watch. I purchased this from Saks Off Fifth. So the original price for this watch was $1,395, and I ended up only paying $418.50. I was quite surprised. It did come in original packaging and everything. So here's the watch, and it came with the box and everything, like I mentioned, the authenticity card, everything. I do need to get this watch resized. I'm thinking about doing it myself, but I'm scared I might destroy the watch, so that's why it hasn't been resized yet. But I do plan on resizing it very soon because I do plan on wearing it very soon. The second item that I have are these Balenciaga sunglasses. I also picked these up from Saks Off Fifth. These were originally $450 and I ended up paying $137.66. So it came with the case. It also has the cleaning cloth, a little, I guess, instruction thingy. These are the sunnies, and I believe these are Havana Brown. That's what it says on the sunglasses. So this is what they look like. They're very funky, and I really like them. So let's move on to the next item. So next item are also sunglasses, and these are from Saint Laurent. I also picked this up at Saks Off Fifth. It's crazy because the first 3 items or 4 items are all from Saks Off Fifth. I can't find the original price for this. I actually lost the receipt, unfortunately. But it was definitely over $400, and I ended up paying $131 even. And this is how it looks. Really like these. I think These are great for everyday wear. I always have this in my car or in my purse. I wear this a lot. I feel like I've gotten over my cost per wear just from these sunglasses. I have had the best use for this. So anyways, a little close up. Okay, next pair of sunglasses are from Tom Ford. This was also picked up from Saks off Fifth. Same as always, it came with the case and also the cleaning cloth, and this is what they look like on. These were originally $470 and I paid $135 for these. So that's the actual tag that came on the glasses. The glasses in the case. So last accessory of the day is this belt. And I picked this up from the Saint Laurent outlet. So this was originally $675 and I ended up paying $299 for these. So it's a croc print belt and lettering, and it just says YSL. Okay, so all done with accessories. So now we move on to shoes. So the next item that I have are these Ferragamo sneakers, and I picked these up from Saks Fifth Avenue, not Saks off Fifth, but Saks Fifth Avenue. So these were actually on sale in the men's department. I did notice a pattern, so usually for the men's, all the large sizes sell out, and then there's like size 6, 6.5, but there's usually like 6, 6.5 available. So I did the little math and I am a size 6 in men's. So I saw these on sale. I thought they were pretty cool to have, and like I mentioned before, I really like the brand Ferragamo. So I decided that I would cop these. So these were originally $695 and I paid $417. Now this was in the preliminary stages of me trying to find deals, so I will admit this was not my best deal, but I definitely got wiser after this because it does get better. My next find are Christian Louboutin shoes. I found these beauties right here at Neiman Marcus last call. So these were originally $845 and these are called Miss Sabina, and I ended up paying $331 for these. And they're so pretty, they're so comfortable in comparison to other, Christian Louboutin shoes. We all know that they have a reputation for being very uncomfortable, but these were actually very comfortable. And I'm so glad I got these. So next item, another Christian Louboutin. I picked this the same day as the other shoes. They were having like this major sale, so this is also from Neiman Marcus last call. These are called the Hot Chick Sling. So it is a sling back, and there are these fiery red heels. I'm telling you guys, the minute I saw these heels, I was like, I need to have them. I need to have them in my life. The crazy thing is I wear a US size 8 on open toe shoes and 8.5 on closed toe shoes. These were actually in the 9 section, And thank God I decided to browse in the 9 section just to see, you know, what they have there. I would have totally missed out on these. I'm so glad I picked these up. Every time I wear them, I get compliments. They are just so pretty. So these originally retail for $895 and I paid $378 for these. Beautiful, beautiful. Can you tell this is one of my favorites? I love these so much. So moving on before my battery dies, because I'm panicking. I'm like, it hasn't even been that long. Like, anyways, another Christian Louboutin. So on that day, I picked up 3 Christian Louboutins. These are the third ones, and these are called Sporty Kate. So I got them in this color. They were also on sale, and I loved these. These are actually very comfortable, very, very comfortable. They're not very high, and they're so pretty on the feet. Very, very, very comfortable. So these were originally $845 and I paid $312 for these. Also from Neiman Marcus Last Call. So we got all the Christian Louboutins out of the way. The next category are all Saint Laurent, and there's quite a few of them, okay? So let's get into it. So we got the very first Saint Laurent pair of shoes. So they are these mules that have the Saint Laurent like logo on it, and this is how high they are. These were love at first sight. I saw them and I was like, I need them. I picked these up at the Saint Laurent outlet. These were originally $825 and I paid $300.62 for these. So next are a pair of sneakers. They're actually a little dirty right now because I do wear them. And I did not have the time to like clean them before the video, so I do apologize, but these are the sneakers. They are quite heavy, so I'm only gonna show one, but they do have a lot of laces and this blue marking right here, and then at the back it does say Saint Laurent. At the top here it also says Saint Laurent. So these were originally $1,195. I paid $246.75 for these. So next item, another Saint Laurent. These are the heels. They're just nude pumps. I keep the paper in there just to like keep it shaped, but I have worn these. They're very, very sexy on the feet. They are not super comfortable, but I will say that they are comfortable enough, if that makes sense. Not super comfy, but comfy enough. I think a good 3 to 4 hours before your feet start to like really hurt. Yeah, so I just wear these to church, honestly, because we're in and out within 2 hours. So yeah, those were originally $895 and I paid $332.95. So next item, these wedges. This was originally $945, the wedges. I paid $246.75. Here are the wedges. Very colorful, very playful. They are comfortable. And another detail that I really like about this is that it has a tiny YSL detail at the buckle. They dangle on the feet. It's very cute. Again, I love to wear these color blocking, and also summer is coming, so I will be pulling these out again. So, oh, it's getting hot in here. Anyway, moving on to the next item. So these shoes, oh my god, how pretty are these? So I will give you guys a little close up. It's like a knot up top, and then it's pretty much like a little sling back. This is the shape right here. These were originally $1,390 and I paid $339 for these. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. They are not comfortable. They're so pretty on the feet, but they are not comfortable. Luckily, I have these silicone pads that I put in the balls of my feet before I wear my heels, and they do actually really help. But the heels on their own, not comfortable, but extremely pretty on the feet. Next pair, I have these cobalt blue heels. I have worn these quite a bit. They are pretty comfortable. They're kind of like the denim ones, pretty much same style, very comfortable. These were originally $825 and I paid $171.32 for these. So another Saint Laurent pair of sneakers. I think these are the last Saint Laurent shoes, and these were originally $795. They're very similar to the blue ones. The only difference is that these are like plain white with like an off-white bottom right here, and then this tan lining. But it's pretty much the same style. It says SL, and then the front part says Saint Laurent. I actually forgot to put the price for these in my little notebook, so I will leave the receipt on here somewhere so you guys can see it. Okay, so we're done with all the Saint Laurent shoes. Now let's move on to Andrea Wazen. So I have 3 pairs from Andrea. All 3 pairs I purchased at Neiman Marcus last call, and these ones are actually pretty good. Like, I think you guys are gonna be mind blown about how much I paid for these. So let's start off with my darling Katie Sling. These are called Katie Sling. It's in the color hot pink. On the box it says $685, but when you go online it says that these retail for $987, and this is directly from Andrea Wazen website, so I'm gonna go with that price. So originally $977 and I paid $48. I paid $48 for these shoes. I just couldn't believe it. And these are stunning shoes. I'm telling you guys, I wore these once. I got stopped on the street multiple times. People asking me, where did you get your heels from? And I'm like, Neiman Marcus last call for less than $50. Shoes that were originally supposed to be over $800. But anyways, these are the shoes. They are so pretty on the feet. Ugh, adore. Next heels are these green ones. These are called Katie, and I got mine in the green color. Also came with the box. These are the heels, pretty much like the other ones, except these actually have a buckle and the other ones don't. As you can see, I have worn these. I've worn these multiple times. I wore this so many times last summer and spring. It's actually insane. They are so pretty. Again, every time I wear these heels and these, The compliments are endless. My battery is dying, guys. My battery is dying. These are the third pair of Andrea Wazens that I have. Also from Neiman Marcus Last Call. This one is like a mesh material, nude. This one actually is called Denver. These are called Denver. And it has the buckle, very pretty on the feet. These were originally $790 and I paid $54.25 for these. Oh, and I forgot to mention, so these were $48 even and these were $54.50. So these were slightly more than these, but all under 60 bucks. We have my wedding shoes. So I actually did get married last year, April 2024. These were my wedding heels. I actually had 4 pairs of wedding heels because I had 4 outfit changes. But these were my white gown heels. So there wasn't a whole lot of discount on this one because obviously they're my wedding shoes. I didn't want to cheap out on shoes, even though I totally could have. But these, I picked these up from the Jimmy Choo outlet. These were originally $647.50 and I paid $523.26. So I would say about $110, $120 off, but definitely better than nothing. So yeah, those were my wedding shoes. So we have 2 more shoes to get through and we are finito with this video. I'm glad we've come to an end because this whole place is a mess, but you guys will never see that. Anyways, so my last 2 are both from Stuart Weitzman, and one of them I picked up from the Stuart Weitzman outlet, and then the other one I picked up from Neiman Marcus Last Call. So these are the ones that I picked up from the Stuart Weitzman outlet. These were also my wedding shoes with one of my outfits. Okay, had to change out my battery. Thank God I had a spare. But as I was saying, I picked these up from the Stuart Weitzman outlet. These were originally $550. I paid $165 for these and I really liked these. I like how sparkly they are. They are very tall, and then I like the pearls right here. I thought they were so gorgeous and they worked for what I needed them to do. Last pair, I feel a headache coming on. These Stuart Weitzman heels, I thought they were so cute when I saw them. Very comfy, has the crystal bowl right here. I thought they were so stinking cute. When I tried them on, they fit, even though it says that it's 6.5. I should have known better because I wore an 8. Why would I ever think that I could fit a 6.5? So even though they fit, they are a little too snug. Ooh, my husband's on the way home. Yep. Anyways, I gotta wrap this up very quickly. He's texting me. He says, can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see him too. But yeah, these are the heels. I picked these ones up from Neiman Marcus Last Call. These were originally $495 and I paid $50 for these. I think it was like 49 something, so pretty much $50. because they fit a little too snug, I will be giving these to my mom. She wears size 7. So if I'm an 8 and these fit and she wears 7, I'm pretty sure she would do just fine in these. So these are going to be gifted. I did purchase a bag. I don't have it right here because I did gift it to a friend, but I will include that in the total tally. So they were the Alexander Wang small Ryan bag, and they originally retailed for $395 and I purchased it for $221. I purchased it for myself, but my friend told me that she liked it a lot, so I ended up gifting it to her. So I don't have the bag to show, but I thought that it was only right to include it because it was a part of my purchases. I did also make another purchase that I later on had to return. I am not including that in the complete tally for everything, but I thought that I should mention it because it was a really good deal in my opinion, but there was a problem with it, so I had to return it. So I did purchase a Bottega Borsa Intrecciato mini pillow bag. I hope I didn't butcher that name. So it was supposed to be a white bag, and as I mentioned before, I did get married last year, so I wanted a little bag that I could take with me to my bachelorette, party, events. The bag was originally $1,100 and I paid $440 for them. They came in the mail. I purchased this from Saks Avenue, 5th Avenue. They came in the mail. Unfortunately, they were not white. It was pink. And I was so confused. It was like a baby pink. And so yeah, I had to return them. But I thought I should mention that because I'm pretty sure there might be people watching the video that are wondering, okay, like you got all these shoes and accessories, no bags. I'm actually holding off of buying bags. I do buy bags, but I am holding off of buying a lot of bags. You're probably wondering why my outfit and my makeup is different, and that's because I forgot one item. So here it is. This was an item that I completely forgot to include in my 2024 purchases, and they are these Gucci Adidas collab. So they are these pretty casual and very low type of like sandal or like mules, and they have the Adidas print right here or logo, and then you have the GG on the sides. You can see it better on the inside part. So these were originally $450. So I did pick these up for $245, and they are very comfortable. The only problem I have with these is that after being on them for like a few hours, so heel wise very comfortable, but this section right here, if you wear it for too long, you start to get blisters, which I honestly don't understand. I think it probably has to do with, the fabric here. If I had paid original retail price for all of these items, the total would have been $18,436.50. But because I bought most of these items on sale, the total of what I paid for all of these items was $5,695.78. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you made it all the way to this part of the video, thank you. Some of these shoes and items that I got, I was super excited about them because I just could not believe the prices. So now I have definitely become a designer hunter, and I'm constantly on the look for things that I love and possible things that I can find on sale. So if this is your jam, this is the kind of thing you're into, if you like designer items, or if you like finding them at reasonably priced, you know, points, then this is the channel for you. Also, please subscribe. Like I said before, like the video, comment down below, was this great deals, or how do you feel about it? Let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.